Good day. My name is John Mufson. I'm an attorney located in South Florida. I've been practicing for almost 30 years. My practice is concentrated in the areas of bankruptcy and other debt-related areas like foreclosure defense, debt workouts. What I'm going to talk to you about is a basic common sense approach to your financial position, primarily your debt, and trying to protect some of your assets. We're now in the middle of the pandemic. We're in a very serious situation. Just this last week, the unemployment rate went from about 300,000 to over 3.5 million people. It's a difficult time for all. What I'm trying to do today is not discuss a lot of technicalities. I want to give you a common sense approach how to deal with your overall financial position. I have been through the 2008-2009 financial crisis. I had many clients who were damaged by that crisis. I also had many clients damaged by the 9/11 in 2001 who never recovered. So I'm going to try to give you a common sense approach to your debt management. First of all, recently, in the last month or so, Congress passed a stimulus package. This package, also known as the CARES Act, does give relief to some people in regard to the debt. First of all, a lot of people, the majority, making less than approximately $75,000 a year, could be a little more, could be a little less, will receive a stimulus check. And it's all dependent on your income. It will be placed into your account. It's sort of like an IRS refund. Second thing is people who have mortgages with like the FHA, VA guaranteed, they're able to forbear their mortgages for approximately 3 months. But after that time, you're going to have to become current with your mortgage unless things change. So it's only like a temporary relief, and it doesn't get rid of your mortgage. Some other mortgage companies may allow you to forbear those payments and also to place those payments at the back of the loan. You can contact your mortgage company and try to request that, and also make sure it's under the act. They should not report in your credit report in a negative way that you've missed your payments. It just should not be reflected negatively on your credit report. Well, anyway, the Stimulus Act is basically a Band-Aid. It really doesn't provide a lot of permanent relief as far as people's debts. And, people think, oh, the government's going to be here and also come back with another package in 6 months. That well could happen. In the meantime, though, it doesn't address like debt you may have related to credit card debt, personal loans. It doesn't reduce your car payments. And if you are unemployed recently or your income has been reduced as a result of the pandemic by your employer, then your ability to make your debt payments has been reduced. So you sort of have to have a plan. A lot of people right now can pay their debt. However, that may change once you run out of your savings. And what I'm going to try to talk to you about is see what you can do about managing the debt without taking all your assets and depleting them. What I mean is that in every state, retirement accounts, most annuities, IRAs, 401ks are exempt from being seized or taken by creditors. So, in other words, if you have a lot of money or savings in your retirement accounts, whether it's IRA, 401ks, state retirement plans, you don't want to be touching those monies because those are protected. Even if you don't pay your debt and a credit card company sues you or a loan company sues you, they can't take those assets from you if they get a judgment against you. So it's very important that you have an idea of what to do if you can't pay your debt. What I do is I do this all the time in my practice. I analyze people's situation and give them a long-term plan of what they should do in many cases. Now, a lot of my clients will come and think, okay, well, I'm having problems with my debt, and what I'll do is I'll go borrow the money from my relative, and try to pay off the debt or settle the debt. Sometimes that's a good idea. After 2008, 2009, I really stressed to people not to do that. In other words, what I'm saying is if you have debt, you don't want to go to a relative or friend for them to pay your debt. That's not what you go to them for. You go to them for if there's an emergency, like medical emergency, and you need medical costs, or let's say you have a death in the family, funeral expenses, you can't work for a while because you're hurt or not able to work. That's when you go to a relative for, not to pay debt, which you can do by sometimes filing bankruptcy or trying to do a workout with the creditors to reduce your debt. So what I'm going to talk to you about now is to what to do if you have credit cards and personal loans that are close to being maxed out at this point. Okay, you're going to be contacted possibly very soon by debt settlement companies. Their purpose is to try to promise you that they'll reduce your debt payments and say they'll work out a 3-4 year plan, you'll pay off all your debts. I'd be very suspicious of these companies. Most of these companies do not disclose their upfront costs. So, you can have a payment of your debt of like $500 a month, and they're not going to tell you that maybe $250 each month is going to the debt settlement company and $250 to the creditor. So after 30 or 40, let's say 30 months of payments, you paid then $7,500, where the cost of a bankruptcy would be a lot less. In addition, they don't tell you that your credit score doesn't improve. Actually, your credit score could go down. It doesn't go up at all by settling with them. They don't do you any favors. It's going to stay poor for 10 years if you do debt settlement, approximately 10 years. So you have to be very careful with debt settlement companies or any other scams. I predict there'll be a lot of scams for people to pay their debt. They'll say there's some government act that you give them like $3,000, and if let's say you have $30,000 in debt, that the credit card companies have to take that to settle the debt. There's going to be a lot of scams like that. I know, because this is what people do when there's a crisis. So what I'm going to tell you right now is that I'm an experienced attorney. I've dealt with over 2,800 bankruptcies in my career, and I provide an analysis of your financial situation, and I provide all your bankruptcy and non-bankruptcy options. And what I'm going to tell you is that it is very important that I've seen many clients go through the financial crisis 2008 through 9/11, and what they did is they withdrew maybe hundreds of thousands from their retirement accounts, and then they still used money, money from the money they withdraw from their 401ks to even run up their credit card debt or further. In other words, they used the money from their 401ks initially to pay down the debt, and they kept withdrawing more, and as they kept running up their credit cards. That's not a good idea, because you may not have a fallback from the government, or your equity in your house may be reduced as a result of the pandemic. I predict that home prices are going to go down. I don't know how much. And people may say, well, why don't I take the money out of my retirement account, and pay my debt because it could go down, Well, right now, I don't know what the conditions of the stock market are going to be. Right now, they've gone up like 20% after the pandemic started, and they could go up more. But in my opinion, is that you always can have a fair amount of cash in your accounts. You don't, even if you have cash in your retirement accounts, or any retirement plan or annuity, that's still protected. So that's still there, and they can't touch it. The creditors can't touch it. So you really have to really plan efficiently as far as what to do with your accounts and your savings. Many of you, may not have this option, don't have any retirement plans, work in the leisure industry. Then really it's going to come down to what to do about my debt, and that's what I'm here for. Because some people panic. They if you miss a credit card payment or two, they're not going to sue you the following week or 2 weeks. They can take a long time to sue you. Most people won't tell you that. Yeah, they can take a year to sue you, even longer. So you have time to plan if you're just getting behind your debt. Don't panic. Don't go to a debt settlement company right away. Call me, And I deal with email. I'm doing consultations by phone, video conferencing, and I want to help you because I dealt with this a long time. I want to give you all your options, and I don't want people to make the wrong decisions, and withdraw their retirement accounts to pay off all their debt or panic. You have to think about what you want to do for the future. And what I'm going to do if you meet with me is give you a free consultation, go over all your options, and provide you the best route to deal with your overall situation. And I really feel that if you call me, you'll be comfortable dealing with me, or email me. And I'll tell you my email is mufsonlaw@aol.com. M-U-F as in Frank, S as in Sam, O, N as in New York, law@aol.com. And my phone number is 561-272-1003. Call me or email me. I want to help you, and I feel I can really give you a good analysis of the situation. I wish you luck, and I hope you stay safe and make the right decisions. Thank you for your time.